as I was already mentioning, what is it about this time of year that gets everybody thinking about New Year's resolutions, new goals, and why is it so concentrated to this time of year?
Yeah, that's a good question, Trevor. Often it's about a fresh start. I mean, and a reset, perhaps even a new beginning. So I think that's why the end of the year, sort of closing the books on this year and looking forward to next. We often reflect back on last year and the things that went well, the challenges perhaps, and then what we could do differently in the upcoming year. And so it's natural to evaluate where we've been and where we'd like to go. So with the new year, we have that opportunity. I believe that's the correlation.
Yeah.
And I think there's a reality that for a lot of people, the holidays are not always a time of great health. So maybe they haven't been listening to our podcast and getting some tips, but I think there are some rhythms that many of us fall prey to where we've maybe not made great food choices. We've had relational issues with in-laws or family members or our spouses because of holiday stressors, and so we're feeling relational pains, or maybe we've not managed our money well and how we spent around Christmas or gift buying or Black Friday gift buying for ourselves, and so a little bit of it is that binge purge mentality of I've gone through a season of binge and now it's time to purge. And I think that's exactly why we're doing this episode, is to think through the desire to get things right, to make up for poor choices I've maybe made over the last couple of months is not a bad desire. But if we don't make those changes or those goals in a way that really have maybe some healthy structure to them, it does become just part of like a binge purge cycle. Like, okay, now I spend no money, but I don't actually change my habits. And so then I'm back and I overspend and don't spend, or, food, I'm really super healthy for a month, but then I'm back and I'm unhealthy. And I think that's what a lot of us have fallen into. But what could we do this year that we're not just going to have more of the same and then a month later be in the same place down the road, but something really will be different in our lives. We'll be moving towards consistent, sustained change. So that's just what came to mind for me is, boy, maybe a lot of us have felt there's something in our life that's unhealthy because of all the stuff that happens at the end of the year, that we want to look constructively at. How do I make this change in a way that lasts?
Something in the reading I've been doing this last year about, goals, habits, a lot of it has to do with context, like the context around you, the environment that you're in. And this time of year, there's so many people who are focused on these New Year's resolutions and these goals. And so it seems easier to come up with your own because contextually, you're not the only one. You don't feel like you're the only one walking uphill trying to create those good habits or maybe counteract the bad decisions we've made over the last, really, because it feels like it's downhill from Thanksgiving. Like once you get to that Thanksgiving kind of break off of school, and then you overeat, and then that just kind of starts the cycle. But I think that that's what it is too, is knowing how many people are also in this frame of mind helps us very easily slip into that. And so I think that's also part of the whole equation.